For the money you're looking for this, I would need TLS.
And what price is it, Hugh?
They start at 220, going up to about 300, depending on what needs done.
Any reason why you should be looking up at me in the cab? Drive forward 10 foot there, son.
At least we didn't come here for one angle.
We are just arrived here in the big green field, and Conor is impressed by a BMW with a blue aerial.
It's not even that there. I got out of this car and I thought, there's an old CB aerial, this must be some young fella in a Passat. And he stole my sticker.
Full-time charmer, is that what you call yourself?
Well, that's what other people call me.
So this is the Jim Baker Stadium.
It's also Moira Model Show in
So
Temple Patrick.
ironically, this is the Moira Model Show, or the MMC as they call themselves now, because they're obviously not in Moira anymore.
Hey, that's a great field of grass there.
Conor's thinking about getting the sheep some grazing here.
Quite a bit of winter grazing up here, I'd be doing alright.
Good grain up here, sir.
Yes.
There's a man just putting the finishing touches to his stand, Conor.
Big diorama on, but
You're kind of lorry there, Conor.
you could do a drop of grease in this fifth wheel here. I don't think she'll go too far, funny enough.
Oh, she's one of them electric lorries, like.
I'm sure there's no pedal in her. She only lights up.
Fuck, sir.
I'll maybe get the HGV, yeah. Explain all that to me again there.
I says, that looks like a 6.9. What is that, a 6.9? Show me your 6.9. And then I says to him, I says, what's that based on?
Schuko 6400 base, with custom 3D drawn and 3D printed bonnet and chassis. And custom wheels. The steps are also 3D printed on it. And the mudguards are handmade. The mudguard extensions for the 6.9 are handmade.
Yes.
And then the full thing's painted genuine John Deere green and yellow.
Oh, you resprayed the whole thing too?
Yeah. That's not just a...
You didn't put any TLS on her, see?
No. I could put the wee modules on it.
I'll give you 20 quid.
Aye, there you go, there's 20 quid.
How much is the one with front linkage now? You're going to tell me it's cheaper?
250.
Oh, sir!
That's not even the most expensive one there.
What's the expensive one?
7430 with removable front loader, fold up front linkage, and custom made rims and tyres.
That is savage. Savage. So now, justify to me the £220. Like, what kind of manners are you putting in to do them custom jobs?
Well, your likes of your 6910, I'm starting with a £70 tractor, £70 to £80 tractor for a start.
Okay.
Then I'd say a good 10 hours plus in the building one, between cutting the chassis down, getting the 3D printer set up, printing the parts. You have to buy a litre of John Deere paint at £30 a litre.
Nice. Well, it would go a right distance now at something that size, like.
A litre of John Deere paint would do 50, 60 tractors minimum.
So I'll give you £100 with 6910 then.
I might give you the wheels now too.
The attention to detail's unreal. Fair play to you, like. It is. I seen a Lamborghini there a while back, and I have one. I was curious what price it is. It's a Britain's one. It's just bog standard, nothing special. Bought it, unboxed it, played with it. Mine's every bit as good a condition. £40.
There she is.
That's the important bit there, Conor. 4-0. That is the problem with the Lambos now. As you see the two-tone, you see the wheel stayed white and the body went cream.
Yes. I was pretty age that tractor, John, you know.
She is.
She's original.
She is original. That tractor back in the day, I'd have bought her for maybe somewhere between 12 and 15. So that's inflation for you. But Conor said that I should buy Brian the Lamborghini. And as I says, I like Brian, but not that much. Sorry, big X. The black rims on her. This man suffers from shiny metal disease because he's got a brand new, is that an 8 Series Massey?
Yes, a triaxle cane.
Yeah, black rims, chrome. Nice attention to detail like Northern Ireland. Every field's got a power line on it.
It's also got the old farmer right watch and everything that's going on.
Yes, on the phone. On the phone of all things. Yes. You get her handy, lad.
Oh, aye.
Last time I seen you were just lying in the street eating sandwiches, like. Can't even remember. He's that handy alive, he can't even remember.
Oh, no, that was a well-earned break, John.
Well-earned break.
When you're as famous as Davey, you can get away with it.
Well, this is true. This is true. Spuds all out to the ground.
FarmFLiX now.
Good season, bad
It
season.
was very good down.
Big tonnage, wee tonnage.
The stuff we were doing was alright, aye. But they're up and down in different places. No, the stuff we were doing was alright. Like, and we were digging in September, the most of them, you know, when it was really dry. So probably the best season I've had this long time.
Good stuff. Any new Hollands lying in a pile?
Oh, when did you see a new hole then on a pile?
Are you down displaying?
Aye.
So the man admiring it a while ago there, he says, that's a good one over there. I says, oh, it's Davies. And I knew in the pipeline for the big kit, the real kit.
Bought another tractor since I was speaking to you last week.
What would buy?
Just another 210 or 200. Oh, come on. Sure, you would do that. That's not about anything else.
Every new Hollands must be cheap, boys.
Good. Not cheap about it.
Instead of trading one in, we just buy another one. Just buy another one.
Safety in numbers.
We'll just buy, there you go. There you go. There is the line I was looking
You say
for.
about two places at one time. No other reason, Sean.
Safety in numbers doesn't imply two places at one
It does,
time.
aye.
It implies one in the corner, one working.
No. It's John Deere's you're thinking of there. Got another harvester there, but sort of project. So I haven't actually used it yet. It's a wet weather machine.
That's for the second tractor in the second field.
No, it's a self-propelled. So
You've gone to town this time.
yeah, it's a project. Like, so we'll see how it goes, but good for the wet weather anyway. You know.
Well, I look forward to seeing her in the field.
That's good, aye.
You keep her lit this winter now. We'll get her reconditioned for next harvest.
Aye, well, it was intended to be done for this harvest, and it didn't work out. But that wasn't it later. This year it was dry enough, you know.
It's useful when the New Holland breaks down.
Aye.
This is a different scale. That's more realistic now, because that harvester is proportional to the size of a Northern Ireland field.
Yes.
I like it.
Rough man on the tether all this, or the rake all the same.
His rows wouldn't be very clearly defined.
No. Like what he's driving right now.
Look, he came in from the gate there, and he done his outside row first, and then he done his 180, and he went out round and back out round to here. So he's still got the row right back till he meets the gate.
Yes.
Nice attention to detail, boys. There's the rake man you were giving out about.
I know that's what I'm just saying, look what he's driving.
The trucks is badly paddled. The ground must be tender high.
There must be a wet spot there in the corner there too.
I like that one. That was tidy.
Even the water's pretty cool there.
Yeah. Well, what's the crack here? What are you at?
This is my first time, believe it or not, at one of these here.
Uh-huh.
The authenticity and the whole thing is fantastic. Now, you do a good job yourself because you're so natural, you know what I mean?
Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. What part of the world are you from?
Funny, we only live about 2 miles away.
Seriously?
We come down the back road, Stutter.
Ah, yeah. No, we had a longer wee jaunt. We were Guildford country.
Yes.
So, my son, us, Luke, and then Cub watches you every night religiously, or dinner time, or lunchtime, or when they get him in. Not right, Luke? So,
Looks full of chat.
Luke's he's just mesmerised. Right, he's seen you coming in there, and he says, "There's your man from FarmFLiX."
Yeah. See, I had one of these here, my cousin gave me, and I absolutely butchered it.
Yes.
One time I decided I wanted Davy Brown when I was wee. So what did I do?
You painted her.
I painted her with a Tipex pen.
This man knows you, John.
What?
This man knows you.
You know me?
Yeah, I watch you.
You watch me?
Yeah.
You watch me on YouTube or do you watch me on FarmFLiX?
I watch you on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
What do you see? Go home tonight and use that, and you'll see all the stuff that's not on YouTube. What's your name, sorry?
Trevor Garrett.
Trevor Garrett. That's a serious lineup.
Do you like it?
That's
good.
unbelievable. How long did it take you to line that all up a day?
From 10:30 this morning till now. Till what time is it? 6:10?
6:10.
I'm just finishing it off.
Yes.
Just bits and pieces, you know.
Well, is this an evolution thing that just grew and grew and grew, or?
It's a theme of Massey Ferguson, 175 years.
Okay.
So we're taking it from the horses, which the lead horses are 1950s.
Yes.
And then we'll move on to Marcy Harris tractor and the binder, which is scratch built by myself. Then we're the horse-drawn potato planter, or potato digger, I should say.
Yes.
And the flax growing behind. I think you'll see flax coming back.
I like your buildings. I like your tin roof sheds.
Yeah, make all those myself. We're from the Ards Peninsula, the Grey Abbey, beside Mount Stewart Estate. So got the Mourne Mountains in the backdrop. So sort of made the whole thing with a derelict cottage up the mountain. And coming on down into an old farmyard here, threshing mill going, steam engine.
Where's the windmill?
Windmill's beside Malyle. Malyle windmill, Ballycopeland windmill. It's the longest working windmill in the world. The heritage people have took it over.
Okay.
And that's a reconstruction of it.
Very good.
I like the sheep up in the mountain there.
The sheep are up the mountain. Those are all lead sheep. Lead sheep up the mountain. Right, they built this pipe trailer. Sort of goes back there, sort of late 60s, and stone cart and the old hard trencher. I changed those into, it was one of the 4-wheel drive, I changed it in myself, scratch built the trencher. So moving on up then, we're moving into the big stuff of Ferguson.
Yes.
Which is the 1200 on the tanker, the 1500 on the disc harrow, and 1250 on the driller. I extended that driller, converted that.
Okay.
Moving up onto the hill with a 165 converted again, and a conversion of the Massey Ferguson forager.
I like your corrugated tin sides. It's a nice wee detail.
So we can just take those off and make our 3-ton cart again. They just lift off.
Yeah.
But it still serves a purpose. So.
Yes, yes.
So we're moving down into a different yard now, following on into a bit of haymaking. I made scratch built the Waffler.
Yes.
And on the 35X. And a new addition just this last week is a Universal Hobbies 65 tractor, which is a very nice model.
Okay.
Very nice model. Up above, a converted Britain 760 combine into a 400.
Right.
And then I move on into the potato digging. 711 digger is a scratch build of my own, the blacksmith shop, which I always call it the Bob Martin's blacksmith shop, because that's just right beside the windmill. Moving on down into the slightly more modern, I suppose, classic.
What are we in the 80s now, are we?
Yeah, we're heading into the 80s on a 590 2-wheel drive and a 398 on the buck rake.
Yes. A good blow in the harvester here, some stuff coming out the spout.
I'm telling you, that was a conversion of mine, scratch built, I should say, of the 611 Massey Ferguson forager. With a Britain's Land Rover, I should mention there too, a long wheelbase, very hard to come by.
Yes. A long wheelbase would be unusual,
yes. Doors opening, bonnet opens.
Oh, when was that made? Like that toy?
Way back in the 70s, happened, but it's a very good Land Rover, well built by them. So then we're moving down into the 90s.
Yes.
We're a self-propelled harvester made by Massey Ferguson on a 6180 parting end and a 4270 on the rake. So
talk to me about how what sort of times involved in.
Well, it's over years, maybe 10 years, just to get to this and get these collected, because those are very hard to collect. The horses are extremely hard to get.
Okay.
And expensive.
Are you not nervous bringing all that out here?
No.
No?
Not nervous, no, not one bit. Because I enjoy showing people it. It's meeting people and showing how the evolution of the whole Massey Ferguson story evolved.
Oh, I like this yard now. Like see the likes of your tin sheds there, and your lean-to and your grain towers. That alone, just that yard.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the time it takes to recreate that.
It took about 3 weeks to make the hay shed on the lean-to. That's standard for a shed that size, but the weekly mill took 3 weeks to make. So that was scratch built. After that, dirtying up the trailers and making a bit of grain about the place.
Like, how do you transport something that size? Like, that's what, 40 foot of model display?
Yeah, that's right. It all breaks down. This is just one board.
Okay.
This is insulating board.
Right.
And then I carve it out into the head to form the nooks and crannies, like the County Down countryside.
Yes.
And then it just all joins like a jigsaw. And some of it you make it up as you go along.
Well, have you got a favourite section within the whole display that you're like, that is what I'd stand and look at the most?
I have to say that's a real tough question you asked me.
I understand now, because when people ask me what's my favourite video we make, I don't really have a kind of standout one.
I know. I suppose my heart goes back to the horse section to the 70s.
Is that because that's what you kind of grew up with?
That's what I grew up with.
Yes.
Yes, and that would be more my era, my thing.
Well, it's an epic display, I have to say. I'm very
much.
impressed.
Thank you very much. And I'm always open to constructive criticism, and if I can fix it.
Well, if it had been John Deere, history of John Deere now, to give you more marks.
Well, you see, it was the theme of this year, and I have to pick a theme if I'm going to do something.
Okay.
Pick a theme.
Yes.
Because I have a collection that I can pick really anything off the shelf.
Well, this isn't the entire collection.
Oh no. Oh no. I would have to say it off camera and just wait here, should they?
I had one of these here too, look. What price is this now? Bid me in the rental. Bid me in the rental. Come on, bid me.
Going with the Lamborghini, I'd say about 30 anyway.
30 anyway, yeah.
Something that's a bit slack on her.
Right, tyres is on the wrong way around too. What about? 30? You're not far off the mark now. I like them oil tractors.
I don't think I've actually ever seen one in the wild now, to be honest with you.
Every Britain's tractor is measured by the hitch, how well it picks up height-wise, and how long it stays latched without opening up.
Without disintegrating.
How did you get the idea to come and do all that there?
What, the video one?
Ah, yeah.
I grew up back at the Bug as a Wayne, the same as him. You know, Dad was a hobby farmer.
Right.
My uncle took over the contracting business my grandfather had.
Right.
So I had no real farm and I had no contracting business, but I was mad with tractors.
Yes.
So
Was it not hard at the start? Just think back to my father's time when I had an out video camera. I had an out videoing him and they said, would you take that thing out of the road and go and do something? You know what I mean?
I stumbled onto a video recently sitting on our computers, one we pulled off of VHS years ago, and I was about yay big. And my granddad's in it, and my granny, and my sister, my ma, my uncle, my auntie, and they're all, it was an evening they were trying to use the old binder.
Right.
So you can imagine how old that is when they're just playing with a binder for the crack.
Yes.
But to have that footage, that's why you need the camera out. Because in 20 years' time, you'll love it.
Try the rest of your day.
You too.
Right, look, check that man's hand there.
Right, look.
Can I get a photograph?
Absolutely.
You
do a bit for quarter then as well, didn't you?
Back in the day, I drove a bit for border, 2003 and 4.
Hands there now.
He wants a deal.
Leaving good terms now.
How much is the bar, lad?
Well, going by the super singles on, I'm going to say 15.
15 it is.
I'm good at this.
Look, she's even got the pipe wear, look. Now, remember I told you that I wanted a Davy Brown and I had a Fate and I painted it with Tipex?
Yes.
Well, I had a bar and I wanted a star, so I painted it red. Star tanker, lad. That was the thing around where I lived.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah, he has some asses over there.
He's a bigger run than you have, but...
Well, I have 3 more of them boards at home, but I didn't feel like bringing them. Because I was here today at about 20 to 1.
Yes.
And I just got her finished for opening at 4 o'clock.
How many lorries have you got?
Overall?
Here?
Oh, not here. Just I don't know here. Overall of 370.
370? That's a lot of lorries.
Yes.
What's your thing with lorries? What's your connection to them?
I used to drive
for
Dukes.
And are they all local lorries, or what's your...
All Northern Ireland. Yeah, everything. Every one of them that I have owned is Northern Ireland.
Which one have you got? Most of us see you've got like 2 Blairs. I worked with them at a time.
There's 3 Blairs. I have one at home, only got them at night.
Yes.
Down here, cabin was selling and I bought them.
Very good. Well, have you a preference for a bullnose or not?
No, I don't like bullnose.
Why not?
No, I think they're awkward shape. No, I wouldn't like to be driving one of them. No, I would rather the older type.
So then why did you buy 3 of them?
Well, because they're in the collection. If, you know, say you want to sell, there's 9 McCordys, I've got the collection. Well, not everybody has the collection.
There's 58 lorries in that stand.
58, you counted them, did you? Well, what's the value of one of your lorries?
There's see that brown cattle lorry?
Yeah.
I bought that at £100.
Yes.
So you need to offer me £400 a night to get her.
Why?
There's only 110 of them made.
Right.
They're hen's teeth.
Okay. Will you have a fire sale someday in 20 or 30 years time and just blow the whole lot out?
No, sell the whole lot, but see, you wouldn't get what they're worth.
You tell me I'd take 400 to lift that brown one off you.
Yeah, I would say my collection's sitting about 36,000 volume.
Do you insure that? You always boys with stamps would insure their stamp collection. No.
I have to write.
But if it's worth 36, I mean, is that real money? You bought that for 6?
Well, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
The price of them went up. Yeah.
Mom was telling me you didn't have a lot of processing between the livestock and the fridges.
No, there's not much room. Stop.
4 hours 37 on the clock, Conor. Can you believe that we've been walking in here for 4.5 hours?
It's subtitles.
I like the way he gently walked backwards there.
I seen that.
It was impressive.
The wife doesn't know he's here, John. That's the problem.
Right. He's been buying tractors all night. He's seen that big Sammy down the box down on her, and he's just thought, I'll have to have that.
Right, away if we're getting into home.
Right, yes.
The theme of the farm is we've got the young fella, modern here, moving on, good modern machinery. See, the old boy's still thrashing away here. Silly old idiot. So what are we going to do? The young fella's built a new house. I don't even know if there's a ground signed over it.
I'm trying to figure out why you would build a new house beside the banks.
That's what I say, there's that big a dispute going on. I don't know what's happened.
Oh, you saying he's doing the badness, is he?
He's doing it for badness, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I can see the building change.
Well, it can't be that bad. She's putting up a shed here. There's only half a roof in that.
But that's a young fella putting up the
Right,
shed.
okay. Is that him at the top of the ladder then?
Well, there's somebody up there, and I don't know what's going
Well,
on.
who's chasing these beasts about here? There's beasts broke out there in the middle of this yard.
Here.
There.
No, them cows are going in there to get milk.
Right, okay. They're very flighty looking, tails up and all. Head up.
He's having the dung.
Well, he's skipping there.
You not know a cow lifts his tail, the dung.
I am aware of that fact, yes. Thank you for clarifying that. Who's driving the lorry and put the digger in the ditch?
Oh, no, sure, there you go. A young fella gets their license and they think they can drive anything.
Who stacked the bales? They're in bad old shape, hey?
Ah, sure, there you go. Hey, cow.
You should write a book, you know.
Right.
You're very creative.
I sure can read it right.
Work away.
Find Shane and get a couple of close-ups.
Oh, stop. It must be your turn, no?
Oh, not at all, hey.
I'm nearly sure it is.
That's why I pay you the big bucks.
Oh, good man,
What have you built, Ked?
Well, this is a layout based on the actual Seaford scrap metals, which is owned by Kiln family in Seaford, County Down.
Is that local to you, or what's the
That's
crack?
just a couple of miles down the road. I grew up going here on a Saturday with a wee bag of this and a wee bag of that, trying to get a few pennies.
Did you ever work on it, did you?
Never worked on it, no.
So what scale are we on here?
This is 1 to 50. For to get the plant, and you would be easier to buy the rest.
By the plant, you mean the processing side or the scrap?
No,
or
the
what?
actual models, lorries, tractors.
Yes.
You know, you can buy all that off the shelf.
Yes.
Yes, you have to make the sheds and the pies and whatever. There's a lot of work in it, but you have to sort of think of the long game, you know.
Well, what was the motivation then to do this? Aside from you having a local connection, why did you go to this effort?
Well, the man rang me and asked me, it was coming up on their 100-year anniversary.
Okay.
And he wanted something done. He's been to scrap expos all around the world.
Yes.
And all he has ever seen is a 2-foot square scrap yard or pile of scrap. He says, I want my yard. Do you know anybody?
Yes.
And then the last show that was on in 2020, asked him to come to it, see what you think.
Yes.
And we'll maybe get somebody. I didn't commit straight away to building it. And he came up and he liked what he seen, the whole show, thought it was brilliant, never seen the leg of it. And then we went and had a conversation, and here we are.
Very good. Well, the many man hours went into this.
About 300. The man himself was here this afternoon looking at it. That is his, that will be going into his office. He's getting a glass cabinet made for it.
Very good.
Sitting in the office.
Very good. So what's next? What's next in the pipeline?
Retirement.
Oh, no. I'm on your skills now, you wouldn't retire.
Who knows? It was a challenge, but at the same time, probably a privilege doing it for a local company.
Yes.
You know?
Aye, there's a sense of satisfaction.
Knowing the place and knowing the man.
Knowing that somebody valued it at the far end of your hard work.
Yes, and at the end of the day, that's his. He's happy with it. So.
And you get a big check in your pocket.
We're not talking about that,
but. Think it's your right car?
I bought that car standard from a boy in Gavin one night.
Are we live?
Huh?
Are we live?
Oh, we're live, huh?
Right, we are open again, guys, on Black Friday, so I hope you enjoyed the Myra Model Show. Don't forget that the first 10 days after FarmFLiX opens, the prices are the old prices, the current prices, and if you want to get those just as soon as Black Friday opens, get in there, get it done. Join us for the year, join us for a month, whatever you prefer, but don't miss the window because the prices are going up. See you later.